So with y'all, happy Friday, happy Halloween, have a safe one. And for y'all that was approached illegally, you feel me, by council culture and these officers pretending up and down the street with their sirens illegally, let me give y'all some more glad tidings as we enter into, the Sabbath, which is the first, you feel me, of November, because we had some thankful moods and stuff like that for Thanksgiving. Have y'all ever heard of due process rights? All right, so when they're running the children, when they're running to, ex-offenders and all this other weird stuff, and, civilians, period, people that don't have a badge, right? And they're running to them and they're telling them, and, oh, we're trying to lock this person up, we're trying to do this, we're trying to do that. That's called due process rights violation. That's a lot of money. You get what I'm saying? A lot of people get out for stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So realize due process rights violation, and then realize a part of the Miranda rights and everything like that. That's also a part of that too, which is due process. You feel me? So when people are reading your Miranda rights, you know what I mean? That's the most common way I can express that is when they have to read your rights. You have the right to remain silent, all the wooty whatever, right? Now, if your due process rights is tampered with, you will never reach to the Miranda rights. Do you get what I'm saying? But if that's tampered with, and then the Miranda rights and other things have to happen in order for them to even arrest you, realize no one can illegally do a damn thing and then act as though they're using you. This is just to cut them off with that ugly look in your face, right? With this false pretense, but they're also expressing their hate. Like, come on, like, okay, of course, they was playing mental, they was playing tough, they was playing street. Now y'all seeing they scary snitches. So y'all get y'all report on and understand what Penal Code Section 646.9 is. And a lot of y'all did that. Once y'all sat back and y'all seen what they were doing, and y'all seen everything was illegal, y'all stopped doing whatever they was trying to help y'all do or tell y'all, right? So understand that's stalking. Just because the feds know y'all got permission to be around me, y'all pleasure. Y'all not being exploited. Y'all not, having men on your phone trying to act like they're trying to stalk another man and annoy another man, and then having any excuse for their behavior. That is a federal offense. You feel me? So y'all remember the due process rights, and y'all remember all that other stuff. And y'all remember that it's illegal for anybody to use anybody to try to lock them up. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's just, it's stupid. Like, that's why I always let y'all know, like, it's stupid. It's impossible. You can't do that. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, so regardless, y'all enjoy y'all thing. Like I said, we're going to keep on enjoying this money. Y'all keep on, reporting their hate crimes, because that's what it is. That's what it is. And they shouldn't have ran to y'all anyway and tried to get y'all involved or anything like that. Do you get what I mean? So teach each other, y'all give each other a heads up, and everything like that, because everything that they said they were trying to do, it shouldn't have took these officers to run to their council culture informants or whatever they want to pretend they are. It shouldn't have took them to do that. That's too desperate. You feel me? Like, it shouldn't have took them to threaten housing and groups and your health, your freedom, your finances. Like, come on now. This is too many white supremacy tactics that we already seen in the history of this country. You feel me? And running to a female and complaining about females, though, were hate crimes against those females. So y'all remember, they shouldn't even be talking about somebody they don't know, that y'all know they personally do not know. Just because you get a ring-a-ding on the phone and this officer is saying, oh, this and this and that, like, y'all can literally report all of that. So y'all remember that, and y'all also remember, and that Penal Code Section 646.9, understand is saying that it's a federal crime, because they knew it, they willingly still did it, and they did it maliciously. All in the same thing, meaning they had weird intents, they had bad intentions, which is a federal crime. So That's why I tell y'all, work what y'all saying right. I also tell y'all basically think before you talk, and I also tell y'all a lot of other stuff too, like report them. You feel me? Like y'all don't have to, you know what I mean, do that. Like, come on now, like this is, it's weird, it's childish, and it's weird, and it's weird and childish. But children is not really doing that. But they're all showing that they're bad parents. They're showing that they don't need to be around children at all. You feel me? Like you can't really point your finger in somebody else's direction that you tried to paint a picture of that's not that, and you went through the whole whoop wop of trying to do something so damn illegal, and every day it was just penny federal charges on themselves. Do you feel me? Like, so understand, once it's federal, that means it's their jurisdiction. So these officers, these male officers that put themselves out there, and then they tied themselves to this group that's dying and saying they wanted to have, no, you know, we don't got time for that. If they didn't help them get into the hospital, they didn't help them get anywhere that they needed to be, and they tried to use their diseases they're dying from against somebody else, that's called a hit for hire. Not we're trying to lock him up while we doing this illegal stuff. We're trying to lock him up because he's not one of us, or he went against us, he ended us, and every other excuse that they can possibly, you know, make believe, you know, to come up with as an excuse to be into somebody else's face, somebody else's business, because protecting the serving is not being in somebody's phone as a spam caller. You get what I'm saying? So it's just some glad tidings that I want to tell y'all on some legal stuff. Like, that's why I tell y'all this here is all legal. You feel me? There's two types of people in this country: those who follow federal law and those who don't. And those who don't is already in a category of council culture. Those who do, we already connected to this country. Do you get what I'm saying? So regardless of how anybody want to see it, we're not them and we're us. You feel me? So it is what it is. You feel me? So y'all have a good night. The excuses are gonna be for those who wants an excuse for their behavior. We're not narcissistic. You feel me? I can face anything. The judge will tell you flat out. The feds will tell you flat out. This is so and so. He thinks before he talks. Meaning everything he do, he already thought about it. Meaning everything he's doing is premeditated. Everything. Do you get what I'm saying? And I take responsibility for that because I'm using the same platform against these type of officers when we get to court. You feel me? So it doesn't really matter. Do you get what I'm saying? So there ain't nothing that they're trying to do or anything that they want to do, especially the claim of passing me herpes and AIDS. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's just stupid. Like, I understand you wish I would die. I understand you want me locked up. I understand all this. You know what I mean? A hater that's scary, they're gonna want these things. It's their nature. You get what I'm saying? Like, but that's not a mentality of anybody saying they work for law enforcement as an informant, meaning they got a badge, which we know damn well they don't got. You feel me? So, and running the children, that was a federal crime in itself. You feel me? So y'all really pay attention to these grounds, and if y'all like, just be like Bram, get all in there. Get all in there, because it's gonna wise you up to all the legal system. It's gonna wise you up and remind you all of your rights. Just being on the soil, it's gonna remind you all the good things. You know what I mean? The qualities of and liberty itself. You feel me? So understand what it is, and if they didn't like people fighting and speaking for women and children and all that other stuff, then they really don't like military. They really don't like any father figure. They really don't like it, and that explains why they're deadbeats. It explains why they're council culture. They're losers. You feel me? Like, you cannot have health problems and messed up hygiene, and you're speaking against somebody who don't have this. You get what I'm saying? Or you're speaking against clean Americans, or you're just speaking against us, period, regardless of what the situation is. And then go back to pretending you can get high and you got an excuse for being mental. You're not. Mental people don't do that. They don't even want to be around you, especially if you're not like them. They're not. You know what I mean? Nobody getting high is going to tell you, oh, we want to do this, because you're messing up their high. They're not going to, you know what I mean? They don't want nothing to do with you. You get what I'm saying? And they can't get high and they can't benefit from medication. So if these officers were trying to help anybody, they really pretty much showed their intentions. And their intentions was illegal, their intentions was weird, and they don't represent the department. You feel me? Like, that's why they cannot stay in there, they're out here. So remember that. When they put them sirens on, y'all make sure y'all know that ain't no emergency. That's just going somewhere, passing by. You know what I mean? Like the obvious, like a fire truck. Like, come on, you're up and down the street. The ambulance, you're up and down the street on some what? Like, they don't do that. They stay in the department and wait while doing drills and trainings and wait for an emergency. Then they come with that sirens from that department, wherever their department at, and then they go and fly straight to that place. Not be down the street and then somebody's coming by and then these male officers put on the sirens. And then everybody starts driving crazy and wonder why they sitting back as council culture as the only one that's crashing. Distracted drivers. And then another thing, you already know about the no touch law. So they're at fault. So when they're like that and y'all see them like that, yeah, y'all go ahead and y'all make sure y'all dash cams and everything like that, y'all record it. When these officers are doing what they're doing and they're in communication with specific council culture, yeah, y'all record that. When y'all see them run the kids and run to this and trying to manipulate a situation with the excuse we're trying to do this to him, tell me this, just something to laugh at. You feel me? How's telling kids to kiss each other when you just said you're trying to pass herpes and AIDS? How's that gonna get me locked up? How's that beneficial to that little girl? How's that beneficial to any of those children to even see that? That was the pedophile with the badge. That was the weirdo. You know what I mean? And those grown men trying, oh yeah, we're that. Nah, those are weirdos. That's council culture. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, there's no such thing as you locking or using somebody to lock somebody up. That's illegal. That's due process rights violation. That will never stand. That will actually get them locked up and their badge stripped away from them. And still, you're going to get the lawsuit. Still going to get the lawsuit. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But y'all have a good night. You get what I mean? And how y'all see that I be with y'all, think it is. I'm not finna mess up like them. Y'all see how they treat people in the relationships that they've been in. I'll be the last one that y'all will ever have to say, you're sleeping on the couch. You want to be in that doghouse? You know what I mean? Like, come on now. When somebody try to belittle somebody to make them seem as though they are lower than them, when they know damn well they rougher and they tougher than them, come on now. Like, that's the history. Like, why would anybody and their little mind perceive something that is not, and then wonder why people are easily setting them up? They're setting themselves up. They're gonna talk. Like, they're gonna confess. Like, first 48 type of stuff. You feel me? World's dumbest criminals. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, they're caught on candid camera now. Their confessions, their mouth open and shut cake, bam bam. Their moves, every time they did what they did maliciously, they got together and they tried to stalk, those are all federal charges. That's why I'm just sitting back like, I don't want to talk to these niggas, they treats. When I'm out there traveling, I'm the same way. I tell y'all that. When I'm doing my thing with y'all, like, y'all see that. Like, this he's too serious to even be a part of this group. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and it's true. I don't know nobody like that. Like, literally, I don't hang out with ugly, like, you get what I'm saying? Nasty talking, like, just weird. You feel me? Like, nah, what for? You get what I mean? So, nah. I'd rather be with my country. I'd rather stick with y'all females, because everything I did was for y'all. Everything I did was for your kids. Everything I did was beneficial to this country. Do you get what I'm saying? So, nah, like, I understand when somebody wants to, get somebody out of the way, that it's logical, and their mind, get somebody out of the way that's a threat to them, they're scared of. So, oh man, we can't do this, so let's lock them up, let's do this, let's even pretend we can lock them up, you feel me? But let's try to pass this disease, you know what I mean? Like, nah, nigga. Like, nah, it doesn't happen. You feel me? Like, unless you willingly went there, and then y'all already know the story. I told y'all how they ended out of state. You feel me? That's why they were in and out of state. The marshals was kicking in program doors over here in California. You feel me? So they already know what it is. They know why they were hiding. You know what I mean? And they know why they can't hide no more. They already know. So there was never a relationship. There was never a friendship. There was never your co-worker. There was never that. It was just council culture trying to hide, hoping that our country wasn't gonna move on them or finish doing what we were doing. Do you get what I'm saying? And now they admitting that it's happening again to them. But it is what it is, because we're cracking down on crime and they're openly expressing it. Like, like it's the thing to do. Openly saying their plots, and then it is what it is. You get what I'm saying? So, nah, y'all know what it is. Y'all American, and y'all enjoy y'all stuff. I hope y'all had some type of pastry, something good. You feel me? But I'm humbling myself. I cannot be with y'all. Look, this is what I'm doing. Bam. You feel me? This is what I'm doing. Bam. You feel me? Like, this is what it is. Do you get what I'm saying? And just relaxing, multitasking, relaxing. You get what I mean? So, nah, and enjoying everything, enjoying life. And we already in Thanksgiving too. Like, come on now. We already in November. So it's a beautiful thing. But just to let y'all know, nobody can't lock nobody up. They can't even run to you and tell you that y'all got all types of grounds for manipulation and sexual misconduct and sexual manipulation. Like, you shouldn't have to twirl around, or be told to twirl around, because they want to pin charges on this other guy. You know what I mean? Like, within the charges and reality, logically and factuality, go towards them just for trying to exploit it, or exploit you just to try to act and pretend that this, and why they're trying to pretend their phones is on that other person, their phones is really on you. Like, why would you do that? You get what I'm saying? So understand how they're setting each other up. Understand how they're pretending they can lock somebody up. Even, oh, if you don't do this, I'm gonna lock you up. Like, really? You can't even threaten nothing like that. That's a terrorist threat on somebody's freedom. Just like your housing. If you just stick with us, I'll house you one day. That one day never came, if it never came, and we got all the resources for that. That was a terrorist threat on your housing. You get what I'm saying? Like, after 9/11, you can't even threaten nobody for nothing, especially a woman and a child. You can't even use them against somebody else, because that goes into sex crimes. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's exploiting. And then it goes into a variety of other things. You get what I'm saying? So, just so y'all know, you know what I mean, what it is, and y'all keep doing what y'all doing, because y'all hella smart. Y'all more mature than any male. Do you get what I'm saying? And it shouldn't take some weird, group trying to act as though we didn't survive the pandemic already. You feel me? And to sit back and order somebody to come around, I can't, like, nigga, get out of here. That's gone. Thank you for letting me know who you are and what you was a part of, but that's gone. This is why the Bible says it. They are an abomination. They should not have been born. You get what I mean? So I don't deal with the excuses part. You feel me? Like, what we're doing. But just to let y'all know on the glad tidings and stuff, y'all don't fall for that. Don't even participate with that. You feel me? Like, because a lot of y'all don't. Y'all just looking at them like, you feel me? But yeah, that's more than obstruction of justice too. You feel me? That, because why they're saying they want somebody else locked up and they don't want y'all to report, like, either way you're getting to court. So either way is already out there. Like, what use is it saying not to report? What it is, they're trying not to have another Santa Monica issue with sexual predator stuff, and they get over 200 million by reporting. That's what that was. Trying to obstruct justice because they didn't want what they were doing out there. Now, can you imagine imagine how much money y'all got, and y'all got this department, the fire department, the sheriff department, the police department. Y'all got all this stuff, and then you got the evidence with them locked in on cyber. You get what I'm saying? Spam calling. You know what I mean? Ring-a-ding, you know what I mean? Like, come on now. When it's over, it's over. Like, you cannot like Urkelmania up the society while he plays Steve Urkel. You feel me? Like, that's not cool. You know, but hey, it's their error, and it says that it's written. It's their error. They die over their own error. Woe to them, because they brought evil on themselves. Like, if you know that's the light of the world, and you know you finna confess something, you finna show something, why would you run over there? Why would you run over there with the quickness? Express that you're all messed up inside. You got a history and ties to all types of nastiness, and then trying to make it as though you knew the person, but you're just confessing what you are. You get what I'm saying? And then like, nah, nah, I don't buy BS. You feel me? But I'm thankful for y'all, and I appreciate y'all. You feel me? This is why I called y'all Lickum Lowies. And what did they show? Come on, it was respectful. It was respectful. You know, like, if you felt, you know, messed up like that, like, why did you exploit them? And that because y'all left them. Especially after a pandemic, like, everything's changed, the new normal. Like, I get a lot of attention, but you don't see me acting brand new. Oh man, she look good like that. Nah, I don't even have to travel with my phone out there. Literally. Because I already know where I'm going. You get what I'm saying? Like, all right, what time it is, what time this is coming, let me look this up, bam, bam, bam. There's a transient app for that. You feel me? Let me look at this, let me look at that. There's the maps, whatever, when this is coming, bam, 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 and there. You know what I mean? Put that away. Y'all see me even when I'm moving around, I'll cover the camera. I'll cover the camera on this side, cover. I don't have to wait till somebody walk by and then start texting or start, you know, moving, fidgeting, and panicking like I'm doodling on myself or something. I don't need to do that. That's not what it is. That's not life. You feel me? That's just somebody that's trying to, whatever they're trying to do, embarrass themselves. You know what I mean? Like, we've been here the whole time. We know where we go. You get on this bus gonna take you right here. You get off right here, you get on this bus, or you can just walk. You feel me? You get on this train, we already know this type of stuff. So I don't give nobody saying that they're snitch or they're informant and they're caught up for pretending they was this or they was pimps, but, or, you know, they were tricks or they was gangster, but they all got all types of deadly diseases they're dying from and talking identical. But on top of that, you know, they're claiming all of this, talking identical to one another, playing on a phone identical, but they want to lock somebody up. Like, where did that come from? How is this possible? Like, you know, but our lawsuits is bringing everybody they did lock up illegally out. So I'm enjoying the confessions, you feel me? Because I know too many real niggas in there, flat out. Like, you already know my story. Like, I was innocent as a kid, but I hung out with nothing but lifers. After I beat the 3 life sentences, I hung out with nothing but lifers. And just like y'all see out here, just like I heard about in jail, it was happening in an era. Everywhere I went, they was dropping dime on me. They was dropping dime. They was snitching on me. You know what I mean? And the way they did it, they didn't do it as 812ing you, because it would be on them. What they did it, they ran to whatever psych or whatever medical, and then they tried to sneak into it. This nigga beat my ass, so I don't want him around me because I know he's finna do it again. He's finna harm me. I'm afraid of him. So my 812, when you 812, those of y'all that know what 812 is like your confidentiality file type of thing, right? Mine's is clear. Mine's is clear. I never 812'd anybody. You feel me? Mine's is clear. And my whole write-ups and prison is all violent. All violent. You feel me? Like, it is what it is. But that's just that life. That's nothing to brag about. That's nothing for me to be ashamed about. It's something for me to grow and learn from. At least we know the difference between what is and what ain't. Do you get what I'm saying? What's really about and what's just on the phone trying to pretend with officers. reading line strips. That's why I told y'all those are line strips. Everybody who read those already is dead. You get what I'm saying? Y'all not out there reading line strips. You know what I mean? So that's y'all not council culture. You know, so it is what it is. But so y'all know due process rights violation, they cannot pull nothing off and say, oh, openly, like, we're trying to lock them out, we're trying to, like, nah, you're trying to do some weird stuff and getting reported for it. Using my name, you're giving me money. You're giving me money because you're making your future faking scene against whoever you're trying to do it against to get my attention. They drew me involved. They drew me involved. Every time they told them bums to bend over, doodle in front of y'all, all this other stuff that they've been doing, this was council culture. They got the wannabe orders from these officers to do that. Now that's the indecent exposure. You expose your buttocks, or you're taking a those are sex crimes. Why would it be in that category continuously? If it's not that, it's disease or some type of other cancellation. You get what I'm saying? Like, nah. So keep on reporting them. That's y'all money. Y'all already know we headed to court. After the paperwork, I'll tell y'all what it is. After the paperwork, which is our lawsuits, after the courts is done, after all the affairs are gathered, what y'all already doing, y'all run that leash, y'all know what it is, then we leave. It's a 3-step process. The 3rd step is already being done, which is the affairs being gathered. Y'all run that list. It's 2 lists. Then the paperwork is being done. That's our reports. That's our data. That's everything. That's all. Basically, they mouth the existence around us. They just funding us. That's it. You feel me? And then you got the courts, because we're gonna get to court regardless. Regardless, where do they think lawsuits happen at? Where do they think, overturning criminal cases or criminal proceedings or anything? All that goes to court. It's never a sweep under the rug, especially when it's out there. You get what I'm saying? That's why the news said what they said. We're in their text messages. We're in their socials. You feel me? It's not a need. You get what I mean? Like, it's not a need. You need to survive. You need to be healthy. You need money. You need to have abundance. You need to be happy and satisfied. And they speak against that whole concept. So my thing to y'all tonight is, remember due process rights. And if they are plotting on somebody's freedom with terrorist threats that they want to lock them up, or they got to exploit somebody first to lock them up, or whatever their little charade has been turning around in circles for, are they not the only ones getting locked up, getting moved on? Because of the way they've been doing things, and then I'm still getting paid because they're constantly with these hate crimes. They're constantly with these violations, trying to do all this weird, like, you get what I'm saying? And that's why y'all see me just like this. Like, this shit is boring. And I'm gonna say it like that because that's what it is. It's feces in a toilet going round and round as it goes down. So understand what due process is. Understand that. Miranda rights, all that. Understand due process, all that type of stuff. What happens and what needs to happen in order to lock somebody up. And I guarantee you, you will never find that you're supposed to use civilians. You're supposed to use children. You're supposed to exploit this, exploit that, sexually exploit this. You're supposed to make somebody agitated. You're supposed to provoke somebody. You're supposed to discriminate. These are hate crimes. You're not supposed to break any laws in order to do a damn thing because you violate. If they're not doing this stuff on their own, you cannot create a situation and expect to do something legal, meaning you're hiding behind a badge, pretending you're creating something like we're protesting, right? They're going to try to invade our protest with the bull crap and then try to act like, oh, you're doing this, you're doing that, and try to move against us. Like, nigga, you just sent them to create this mess when we're doing this peacefully, legally, and you're using all of this other stuff for your actions against us because you don't want us coming together, which we already did. This is the same situation because this is the same group. So if they move identically every single day, when y'all report them, what do? Gingerbread man out of your life, right? Because they don't want to go in there. They don't want to. They do, but they don't. Do you get what I'm saying? So, nah, leave the confused with the confused and y'all have a good night. But I want y'all to remember about the Miranda rights and the due process rights. You feel me? Like I said, this here is all legal.